What is the number one thing that separates us from any other species on this planet? What makes us a civilized society? Why are we called a society? Why are we called civilized? When I've asked this question to people around me, I've received many answers: scientific innovation, lateral thinking, tool building, opposable thumbs, etc. But before all that comes order. I feel that the number one thing that sets us apart as a race, as a species, as civilization or society is conflict resolution. Think about it. When we see two dogs fight on the road, or for that matter, any two animals, we don't punish either animal, we leave it to them. All disputes are settled by bodily harm and injury to the opposing side. The only way that we can be a society or a civilized species is by having a robust mechanism for conflict resolution. For 8 billion of a particular species to coexist on a planet with not enough resources and more than enough inequality, dispute resolution is of paramount importance. All our advances, all the work we do, the great things we achieve are only possible because we know that no one can hurt our loved ones or steal our homes when we go out and do what we are good at. And this is the reason that I say the legal justice system is the bedrock of civilization. It is the most important and fundamental pillars of the foundation of our civilization, the legal judicial system. And here I come to the Indian judicial system. In almost every video I have made so far, the judiciary is involved in bringing justice to that particular issue or point. Whether it's electoral bonds or the Delhi government in LG tussle or farm laws or COVID management, in each issue in our country, the Supreme Court is the last stand for the citizen, the last frontier for protection. We hear so many things about our judiciary. Justice is delayed, courts take too long, judges don't do enough, there is no justice, etc. We hear that there are cases pending for 10, 15, 20 years under trial. We berate our legal system like they're all incompetent. But if we look deeper, then we might see that we are probably being too unkind and maybe even wrong without understanding the enormity of the issue. So let me take you a bit deeper today. First, let me take the stats which are most touted, the pendency of cases in our courts. All this data is available on the National Judicial Data Grid and it is updated every day. I have provided a link to this in the description below. It is true that there are a large number of cases pending trial in Indian courts. In our district and taluka courts, 3 crore 90 lakh cases are pending. Out of these, nearly 94 lakh cases are pending for over 5 years. And in our high courts, 58 lakh 64,000 cases are pending, and out of these nearly 24 lakh cases are pending for over 5 years. But now, let me take you to the other side. One we don't have much information on as it doesn't get covered much in the media. The amount of work that our judiciary actually does and the strain the entire system is under. District and taluka courts in India dispose of a phenomenal number of cases every year. While the number of cases pending before them is 3 crore 90 lakhs, let me tell you how many cases they actually clear. Despite only having about 20,000 judicial officers, they clear nearly 1.17 crore cases every year. That's an average of close to 600 cases cleared by every judge every year. From 2015 to now, our smaller courts have disposed of 7.78 crore cases. High courts too are overburdened and understaffed. As against the sanctioned strength of 1080, we have 449 positions vacant. So with just about 649 judges, high courts clear nearly 13.7 lakh cases every year. That's more than 2100 cases per judge per year. While there are 59 lakh cases pending before high courts, from 2015 to now, our courts have disposed of 82 lakh 20,000 cases. These are some superhuman case disposal rates and they are some of the best across the world. To give you an example, between 2013 and 2015, our Supreme Court disposed of 1,32,600 cases, whereas the Supreme Court of UK decided 272 and the Supreme Court of US decided 228 cases in that same time. Our justice system is broken despite our judges doing superhuman jobs. We have many structural issues which need to be addressed. India has only 19 judges per million, whereas the US has 108 and France close to 125. We need at least 50 judges per million. More than 35% of all pending cases, it's traffic challans and fines. Nearly 8% of all cases is check bounce cases. We need mechanisms to address those two specifically. The collegium system of appointing judges takes a long time between judicial approval, IB verification, and government approval. Some approvals take more than a year or two in this red tape and leads to vacant positions for long periods of time. Salary levels are low at the district and taluka courts, and this discourages many young people from taking this profession. They'd rather be profitable lawyers. We don't have enough courtrooms across the country for the number of judges we have currently itself. We spend less than 0.5% of our GDP on our judiciary. The government is the biggest litigant in the country, and they also keep relentlessly appealing almost any case where the ruling is not in their favor, leading to cases getting added and extended for years. So yes, reforms are badly needed in our judicial system. Just filling up the vacant positions would result in tackling pendency to a great extent, because case pendency only increases by 2% every year. We need to have more traffic courts to dispose of traffic related cases, and this would bring down more than a third of all our cases. Salary levels need to be raised at the district and taluk court levels so that more people choose to apply for position of judges in those courts. More courtrooms need to be built. There are some estimates which say that we need at least another 4,000 courtrooms built just for the current strength of judges that we have. Technological advances have to be integrated into the judicial systems. E-courts need to be strengthened for speedy dispensation, and record keeping and documentation should be moved to secure online formats. Alternate dispute mechanisms like Lok Adalat have to be strengthened so that cases do not come to the court and can be settled out of courts itself. Our top judges and senior lawyers are some of the most erudite, learned, and knowledgeable people of our society. Almost every other profession, you learn particular skills and you only develop those skills deeper and deeper in that particular domain. Whereas for jurisprudence, one needs to constantly increase their knowledge on a broad range of subjects throughout their life: philosophy, politics, social justice, current affairs, history, etc. I would advise all of you to watch any video or talk of great jurists like Farid Naliman, Sori Sarabji, Harish Salve, Rohinton Nariman, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, Dushyant Dave, Indra Jai Singh, etc. They are some of the most brilliant minds in our society. The travesty and tragedy of India is that politicians can rule us even up to 90 or 100 years, but chief justices have to retire at 65. The elevation of Justice Ramana to the position of CJI has been one of the best things to happen to our legal system in a long time. Whether it is the handling of the pandemic or citizen rights or liberties, the Supreme Court has stepped in and stepped up on behalf of citizens many times in the last few months. So, don't be too quick to judge our judges, because without conflict resolution, without justice, we would just be like any other animal on this planet. I hope this video gave you a broader understanding of the magnitude of issues faced by our judicial system, and also a better appreciation of the work done by our judges across the country. Please like and share this video if you feel it was of value. Do subscribe to the channel if you are new here. And even if you don't do any of those, I thank you for spending your time here with me today. I'll see you next time.